Good afternoon. My name is Lewis. I'm your IELTS examiner for today's speaking test. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Hiya, my name is Pamika Tai Udom. Shortly, you can call me Numplik.
And could you show me your identification, please?
Sure, here you are.
Thank you. Now, let's talk about where you live. Where is your hometown?
I live in Onnut, which is an area in the suburb of Bangkok. I stay in a condominium rather than a house. I'm Thai, but my dad is originally from Watford, so I grew up in a fairly international environment.
What is your house in Bangkok like?
Um, it's quite a lively and international neighborhood. The good side is there are many expats living around the area, especially British and German people, so it feels very global. Because of my background, I feel quite comfortable in that kind of environment.
All right. What do you like most about living there?
I really enjoy the lifestyle. There are lots of cafes nearby, so I often go out to sit in a cafe and unwind. I also go to Pilates studios in the area, which I find relaxing but still good for my health.
Is there anything you don't like about living there?
Well, there are a couple of downsides. Sometimes, at night, some parts of the area can feel a bit unsafe, especially if it's very late, so I tend to be more cautious when I'm out. Another issue is the cost of living, which is noticeably higher than in many other parts of Bangkok. For example, a bowl of noodles that might cost around 50 baht elsewhere can easily be closer to £2 in my area. That said, when I think about it, it's still roughly the same price as buying a sausage roll back in England, so it doesn't feel completely unreasonable.
Do you think you'll continue living there in the future?
Probably not. Bangkok is simply too crowded for me, and yeah, the traffic can be a bit crazy, which gets exhausting over time. I'm actually planning to move somewhere in the north, ideally Chiang Mai, because I prefer a slower pace of life and more natural surroundings. That said, I think I'll have to see how things go, since quite a lot of people in Chiang Mai seem to want to move out as well. So, who knows? I might end up staying where I am for a bit longer.
Thank you. Now, it's part 2. I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you start, you'll have 1 minute to prepare. You can make some notes if you wish. Here is your topic.
Thank you.
Okay, you can start now.
I'd like to talk about an unexpected experience that happened when I was traveling in Barcelona in 2023. It took place on the metro during the daytime. I was carrying my wallet in my bag and, to be honest, I was being quite careless. I assumed that because it was daytime and there weren't many people around, it would be safe. I was even taking photos on my phone instead of paying attention to my surroundings. At some point, I suddenly realized that my wallet was gone. I panicked and tried to walk after the person I suspected had taken it, but I quickly understood that I couldn't really do much on my own. Luckily, a man stepped in to help me. He was from Colombia. I remember that very clearly, even though I can't recall his name. He helped calm me down and guided me on what to do next, which made a huge difference at that moment. Looking back, I felt shaken at first, but also strangely grateful. The experience taught me not to underestimate petty crime, even in broad daylight, and it reminded me that, while bad things can happen unexpectedly, kindness from strangers can appear just as suddenly.
Now, it's part 3. Do you think people are becoming more careless nowadays?
Yes, I think so, and I see this quite clearly in areas like Sam Yan in Bangkok. I've seen university students leave their iPads unattended in cafes and walk away for 2 hours to eat at a buffet, simply because they trust the shop's CCTV. Personally, I find that quite worrying. It creates a false sense of security. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't, and technology can't fully replace personal awareness.
Why do you think tourists are often targeted by criminals?
I think it's mainly because tourists lack local connections. They don't know the area well, they don't know the people, and they often don't understand which situations are risky. If you're a local, the chances might be lower because you're more familiar with the environment, but the risk still exists. Tourists, however, are more exposed because they stand out and don't have that social or cultural safety net.
Do you think cities should do more to protect tourists?
Yes, absolutely. Protecting tourists isn't just about safety, it's also about a city's reputation. No city wants to be known as the capital of pickpocketing.
Thank you very much. That's the end of the speaking test.
Thank you, see you, have a good day.
You too.